which is best off-road, the old AMG G63 or the new AMG G63? Well, we're going to find out because we're going to compare them through a section of off-road challenges, the first of which will be a race up this hill. Now, before we do that, let me just tell you about this old AMG G63. It has a 5.5 litre twin turbo V8 that puts out 540 horsepower and 760 newton meters of torque. It's got a ladder frame chassis, old-fashioned rigid axle at the front and at the rear. It's got recirculating ball steering rather than modern rack and pinion. However, it does have 3 lockable diffs, centre, front and rear. Also, it's an affordable-ish way into an AMG G63. Get one of these now for £70,000, such as this 2013 model year. New, it was like £130,000. The new one is still fetching list price on the used market. And what is that list price? Well, let's find out from its driver, Nick. Hey, Nick, how are you?
Hi, Matt. How's it going?
Well, you know, the thing about this car is it dates back to like the late 70s with its ladder frame chassis. It's basically the same car. Now, your car now has a ladder frame chassis as well, but a lot of it is far more modern. So tell me about your G.
You're right, Matt. The G dates back to the 70s, a bit like something else that's featuring in this video.
Hello.
This G, yes, it looks the same. It's very different under the skin. It has a ladder frame chassis, but it has independent front suspension. This also has a 4-litre twin turbo V8 with 585 horsepower and 850 newton meters of torque. It has a 9-speed gearbox, 4-wheel drive, of course, all the locking diffs you could ever need, all the luxury you could ever need as well. This is posh as inside, but it is very expensive. It costs £174,000.
And what about the weight? You know, luxury adds weight.
This thing weighs 2.5 tons.
That's the same as this, and I've got slightly less luxury, less space, and 2 less gears to my gearbox. I've only got 7 speeds. But I don't think it's going to matter here. We've both got low range mode, which is what we're going to be using going up this hill. And I'm going with the central locking diff, which I think you're doing as well. It's going to be interesting to see what happens. There is one thing about older cars. I may have less power, even though I've got slightly more capacity, but I don't have a petrol particulate filter. So let's see if this car sounds better. I'm going to rev it up. I also don't have a really invasive soft limiter because I can rev up to just over 5,000 RPM and it sounds good. Let's hear yours.
Always with the soft limiters.
Nah, no danger to that at all. I mean, completely win that, don't I? But will it be better off-road? Let me explain how this is going to work. Graham, our off-road expert up there, will mark us for how well we do in each challenge. The winner of each challenge gets 2 points. The one that comes second, or sort of loses, gets 1 point. And if any vehicle fails to complete a challenge, is disqualified by Graham, it will get no points. The car with the most points overall will win. Now, if you like these kind of off-road videos, make sure you subscribe to this channel and hit the bell icon to turn your notifications on. That way you won't miss when we make an upload, and we've got some really, really cool videos coming soon. So make sure you have subscribed if you haven't done so already. Right, let's get on with this.
3.
Oof, straighten out the leash.
2. 1.
Come on, Jig! Oh no! Let's get Graham just to confirm it. Graham! All right, Graham.
That was a surprise.
It was, wasn't it? In terms of like traction and everything, what did you think compared?
Squirreled a little bit at the beginning.
It did, it was fun, I liked it. No, this felt good, and yeah, I was backing off a little bit at the top because I didn't want to bottom out or damage this car, but comfortable win, I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
2 points to this.
2 points to this, 1 point to that.
There we go, old is in the lead. Yay for the oldies, yay. In this next challenge, what we're going to do is drive through this wooded area and go around a hairpin, just around a tree. It's quite a tight turn, and this will test the car's turning circles, which are exactly the same pretty much. 13.5 in the new car, 13.6 in this. So that's kind of an advantage because its steering is just more precise and faster because it's got rack and pinion rather than the recirculating ball nonsense in this. Anyway, Graham's going to time us, and the one that does the quickest time and causes the least damage to the car wins. And it's important that we don't damage these cars because they've been lent to us. This one's been lent to me by German/prestige.co.uk. They sell German prestige cars. Link is in the description. Go check them out to say thanks for lending us this car. Anyway, let's get on with it.
3. 2. 1.
It's a big old beast.
Fast start. Made it around nicely there. impressed with that. Okay, Graham, I bet that's quite a good time. It was done quite nicely without any risk to the car. So 21.86. It's one of those ones where I'm going to have to go slightly quickly in order to beat it, but I don't have to go crazy. It's all going to be around that top corner, isn't it? There is that. Okay. Let's give this a go.
3, 2, 1.
Kind of bogged down. I lifted off. I was like, oh my god, there's too much power there. Right, I've got to do this right. Go around. There we go. Ah, caught my blooming finger on the side. It's so much smaller than the other car. Just broke my finger. Oh. It's so much tighter than the other car. Got my finger on that, flailing at the wheel. Right, so go on, what is the time? Oh, 22.22! It's so close.
So close.
Less than a second. I almost broke my finger. Oh, I backed off at one point because it was going a bit quicker. I think if I hadn't backed off, I'd have done it. Oh, my finger. Right, so that means 2 for that, 1 for this, 3 points each. For this next challenge, we are going to compare these cars' ability to descend down a steep, slippery slope with as much grace and control as possible. It's going to work a bit different to the last 2 things we've done, where we've been timed and it's the quickest car to complete the challenge. This time it's going to be the slowest car to complete the challenge. We're going to just get them to the top of the slope, lift off the brakes and see how quickly they go down the slope. Right, now if you'd like to see how quickly these 2 cars compare in a drag race and how well they fare in a couple of on-road tests such as a slalom test, click on the pop-out button up there for the link in the description below to go check that video out. If you want to see how quick they are down the slope, stay here. We're going to do it right now. Okay then, Nicholas, what modes are you going in? I'm going to just stay with the same setup, low range, central diff locked.
Yep, copy and paste that for me, Matt. I'm also putting mine in manual and keeping it in first gear as well.
Can I go in manual? Yes, I can. Can I? I can press this button here. Let's go into manual. There we go. No, I don't want 2. I want 1. I'm in manual 1 now. Yeah, I was doing that anyway. Go on, go. I don't know if this has hill descent control. Maybe I'll just do it on the gearbox and diff. I hope it does, otherwise it's going to be quite a quick journey down this slope. Still getting down reasonably quickly. So go on, let's see what time you got. 16.54.
I thought it went down a bit quicker than it did.
You thought it went down a bit quicker than it did? No idea what he means. Oh, it's bouncing its way down. It's shouting, it's unhappy. Didn't touch the brake once, it did its own thing. Let's see Graham come down the slope. Oh, he's taking the long way round. Cheats, I thought he'd come down the proper slope. What's the matter with you, Graham?
Well, you definitely went down quicker.
Yeah, I thought you were going to come down quick. Why don't you come down the slope?
Because I'd come down even quicker than you would.
Oh, 10.33. For a moment, look, I thought I'd won because it's a shorter time and of course, I've got to be slower. 5 seconds different. I don't know if this had hill descent control. I thought it was, but then I wasn't sure. I've no idea.
It was in low range.
It was in low range. It just bounced its way down quite a lot, didn't it? And that was that. Right, so 2 points to the new one, 1 to this, 5 to that overall. 4 to this. So move on to the next challenge. In this next challenge, we're going to drive up these slippery steps. So this is going to test the car's suspension travel, their ground clearance, their traction. It's going to be interesting. So this car has a ground clearance of 260 millimeters. It's also got an approach angle of 33 degrees and a departure angle of 29 degrees. We've got that rigid axle at the front and the back, which is really good for keeping a wheel on the ground for forward momentum. Once again, I'm going to keep my central diff locked, but I might actually lock the front and rear as well. Graham, do you think I should lock the front and rear diff as well for this?
I would for everything up here, everything on.
Nick, what's your ground clearance and what's your approach and departure angles?
Ground clearance is 241 millimeters.
I've got more.
My approach angle is 31 degrees.
I've got more.
My departure angle is 30 degrees.
I've got a bit less. Okay then, Graham, you can call the new AMG G63 on. Let's see how it does.
is the ticket. Look at that.
Oh, it did that so smoothly. Let's get my diffs engaged. There we go. The throttle response on this is a little bit kind of excitable. I think he did it smoother. Is Graham going to penalise me for it? Hopefully not. Hey Graham, how you doing?
I'll be honest, I couldn't call that.
Really?
Exactly the same.
If you had to choose one,
I'd err to the old one.
yeah, why? Why though? What's made that decision?
A little bit narrower, so it wasn't rubbing on the edge of the track quite as much as that one.
Because it's narrow, I almost broke my finger earlier, but now it's paid back by
Yeah.
earning 2 points instead of one for
But
the...
it's a very...
Don't matter, it's still 2 points compared to once. That's interesting because now scores are even again, 6 points each. Let's move on. In this next challenge, we're going to drive down that hill, up the bank slightly, so we'll be driving at an angle, and that'll test the car's grip and once again their suspension travel. Then we'll turn around and then come up over this little hill, and that will test the car's traction. We want to keep all wheels providing forward motion so that we don't stop and we can just drive over that crest smoothly. Now, if you'd like a car for off-road, and it's pretty good off-road but really good on-road, I found an excellent deal on one through Carwow. It's one of my favourite. If you want to see what that car is and the deal, click on the pop-out banner up there and follow the link in the description below to go to Carwow. Now, if you're actually thinking about changing your car right now and you want to sell your current car and buy a new or used car, you can do it all through Carwow. To find out more about that, all you have to do is simply Google "Help Me Carwow" and we will help you change your car. Dead easy. So remember that, Help Me Carwow. All right, Nicholas, good luck. How are you going to drive this, Nick? What are you going to do with your diffs?
I am going to keep it in low range, I'm going to keep it in rock mode, I'm going to keep my centre diff locked, and I'm going to have my rear diff locked as well. So 2 out of 3.
And I've just copied you, although I don't have like the driving modes like you do, but it doesn't matter because I'm a driving god.
Oh, here we go.
Whoa! Watch it, lad.
Oh, we're slipping a bit.
It's starting to rain. I need to use my windscreen wipers. Oh, they're pathetic, those windscreen wipers. God, this steering is unresponsive. I feel like I want to put lock in. Yeah, see, I knew I wanted to put lock in. Dead head on, that's it. Coming down steady. Right, that's the first part done. It was all right. I'm not sure how much the wheel was in the air compared to that car. Right, get them all on now, all the diffs. I need to keep good forward momentum to make this happen.
I'm sliding down the hill.
Oh! Right, I think if I can do this smoothly, I can win this. No, do it smoothly, Watson, do it smoothly. Wasn't the smoothest, but I think it was better than that. I think the old car might have just done that. They both did
They
it,
both did it in their own unique way.
but that was worse. That was like, whoa.
So, down the side slope, that looked as if it come down better. You looked as if you were about ready to go.
Yeah. Nothing to do with the driver though.
No, at all,
Okay.
no. The fact that they've both done this pretty similarly, I'm going to give it to the side slope, so I'm going to give it to the new one.
Really? I thought I did that bit better because I didn't slide round.
Yeah, it's exactly the same pretty much here. He was trying to be cautious there, and then he just had to give it something to get up.
If I'd have been smooth, like a bit more progressive on the power, would it have done it?
It's too wet.
Ah, it just is what it is. Okay, so 2 points to that, 1 to this. That means then 8 points to the new, 7 to the old. All to play for the last one. I've got to try and get a draw. I need to win the next challenge, or he needs to fail the next challenge, and I need to complete it in order to win. Let's do it, let's see what happens. Here it is then, final challenge. So we're going to drive these cars at this steep, slippery slope, which is even more slippery than it would normally be because it's just rained. And the car that gets up the best, according to Graham that is, wins. So I definitely need to beat that new G in order to draw. Can I do it? Now I just want to say a huge thanks to the guys that lent us that new G63. It's Q Drive Performance. Check them out at www.qdriveperformance.co.uk. There's a link in the description. They're a place where you can rent prestige cars such as that G-Wagon. Anyway, this is it. See what happens.
3, 2, 1.
Oh, here we go. Happy days.
I don't know how this is going to beat that.
3, 2.
Wait, Graham, I'm not ready yet. Sorry, Graham, I'm just trying to engage my front diff lock. It's not engaged yet. I'm going to have to drive forwards and backwards for a bit. Right, I've got my diff locks on. I'm ready now.
3, 2, 1.
So much easier when you get everything on, isn't it?
Yeah, so that took a while to set the car up. I decided not to fly over the brow of the hill because I just wanted to gracefully come past you to earn some extra respect from you and some...
Come up well.
It come up well, didn't it?
Well.
Come up well.
They both did, to be fair.
They both did, but which one came up the best? Bearing in mind the way I like controlled it over the top nicely, you know, he was a little bit kind of aggressive.
I'm going to give it to this one because it was that little bit narrower, sat in the track a little bit easier. But I should really mark it down because it took for ages to get the diffs in.
They can sometimes do that.
Yeah, I know.
But up the slope...
I'm still going to give it to this.
Okay, that does mean 2 points to this, 1 point to that. So overall, 9 points to the old G-Wagon, 9 points to the new one. There's really nothing between it. Having said that, if you think of it this way, that new car is as good as the old agricultural one off-road. It is unbelievably better than it on-road. So moral victory to that, because ultimately we need a tiebreaker and I've just led you down the path of which one should win. But in your opinion, actually, it's up to you as a tiebreaker, which one would you go for?
The newer one, it's got to be better because it's got more improvements on it.
There you go, you could do my job. Don't know if I could do yours. Well, I can, wait, I just got to go like that, whatever it is. There we go, I've got that down, haven't I? Anyway, I hope you'll enjoy the video. If you did, give it a like. Click on those windows there for some more videos. And on that box there, if you're thinking, oh, it's a parking sensor. And on that box there, if you're thinking about selling your car, because you can do it through Carwow dead easily. You just upload some photos, give a brief description, then dealers all across the country will bid on your car, and you just pick the highest offer, knock them down to the Carwow, put them on your account. It's simple.